There's a specific kind of silence that happens when you open an email. And before your brain understands the words, your body already knows. Your breathing changes, your chest tightens. The sentence reads, "Your position has been eliminated." Not because you failed, not because you were lazy, just strategic restructuring. Yesterday, you were secure. Today, you are optional. And that's when the illusion cracks. The paycheck wasn't security, it was permission. Hello, I'm Alex from Finance Lab. Today, we're examining one of the most criticized ideas from Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. He warned that job security is an illusion. For years, people mocked that statement. Stable companies, corporate benefits, promotions. That doesn't look like illusion. So instead of arguing philosophy, let's test it against reality. Using Gemini, I pulled the latest labor data from the US Bureau of Labor Statistics. Here's what it shows. In 2025, layoffs exceeded 20 million. Median job tenure, about 3.9 years. For younger workers, under 3 years. That means the average stable job resets multiple times in a decade. That's not permanence, that's rotation. And rotation is not the same thing as stability. The part everyone misunderstood. Kiyosaki never said jobs are evil. He said dependence is dangerous. There's a difference. A job is an income stream. Dependence is having only one. If 100% of your income comes from one decision maker, you don't have stability. You have concentration risk. We criticize entrepreneurs for being risky, but a single paycheck is the ultimate undiversified portfolio. And diversification is the first rule of risk management. The real risk. Here's something uncomfortable. Most middle-class households are one interruption away from financial anxiety. Not because they're irresponsible, but because they're optimized for smoothness, not resilience. Smooth income, smooth bills, smooth lifestyle. But smooth systems break sharply. Resilient systems bend. That's the difference. If your income stopped tomorrow, would your life bend or would it fracture? That question reveals more than your salary ever could. The cash flow quadrant, revisited. In Rich Dad Poor Dad, Kiyosaki introduces 4 positions: employee, self-employed, business owner, investor. The difference isn't status, it's control. Employees control effort. Owners control systems. Investors control capital. When income requires your constant physical presence, you own a job. When income continues without your daily labor, you own an asset. Assets reduce fragility. Fragility is the real enemy, not employment, fragility. But isn't business riskier? Yes. Small business data shows nearly half fail within 5 years. Entrepreneurship is volatile. But here's what volatility hides. A business has multiple customers. A job has one. If one customer leaves a business, revenue dips. If one employer removes you, revenue hits zero. Zero is not volatility. Zero is exposure. Summarized recent labor exposure research showing that large portions of white-collar tasks are automatable. Not entire careers, but enough to reshape them. Which means your risk isn't just termination. It's gradual irrelevance. And irrelevance compounds quietly. The safest career today isn't the most prestigious one. It's the most adaptable one. Skill flexibility is now a financial asset. The line that changes everything. A job feels safe because risk is invisible. A business feels risky because risk is visible. We fear visible risk. We ignore hidden risk. But hidden risk is the one that hurts the most. Let's go back to that email, the silence, the sentence, the shift from essential to optional. The problem wasn't employment. The problem was believing employment equals permanence. Security isn't about eliminating risk. It's about preventing a single event from controlling your future. You don't need to quit your job. You don't need to gamble everything. But you do need to reduce fragility, build savings, acquire assets, develop adaptable skills, create optional income streams. Because real security isn't a paycheck, it's leverage. And leverage doesn't panic when permission is revoked. Maybe Kiyosaki wasn't attacking jobs. Maybe he was attacking fragility. And once you see that difference, you stop chasing safe and you start building durable.